But skim milk, is very low in fat, it's very low in galactose, which is the sugar found in milk. The problem with soy milk is a lot of it's sweetened with sugar. So you got to get the light soy milk or an artificially sweetened form of soy milk.
What about almond milk?
Almond milk is good too.
Same as soy, or?
No, it's not. It doesn't have the polysterols in it, so it's not going to affect men adversely. Yeah. But again, it's sweetened with sugar for the most part, so you got to be careful when you look at the back of it.
Is there ever a meal that you can have in your day that should be bigger than the rest?
Pre-workout, absolutely. Pre-workout. Or meal number one, if you're not working out that day, it's always going to be breakfast. And there's a reason people have been saying for years that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. That's because it jumpstarts you right out of this fat storing mode and gets you up in there.
And that should be eaten how quick after waking up?
Within 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
Within 30 minutes. Yeah, a lot of people wake up and they wait hours to eat, and they're down here this entire time. So the sooner you have your first meal, the sooner you're up here in the fat burning mode instead of storing it down here. Yeah.
And how soon should you eat your food before you work out? You have a bigger meal?
At least an hour. Yeah. At least an hour.
What about the people that say they eat and they get sick right after? Do you get over that if you do it?
After working out?
Well, no, not right away in the morning. They're like, I can't eat because I get sick.
Oh yeah. I mean, with time, you're gonna get over that. And usually that's a form of acid reflux to where that person typically is gonna have indigestion for the most part. If you ever know somebody that says that, they're probably the people that are popping Tums all day. And that's usually from an overactive acid producer in their stomach. You have pumps of acid in your stomach, and the more food you put in them later at night, the more acid your stomach produces, and so the more active it is in the morning when you wake up. Yeah.
Do you recommend protein before and after?
Absolutely. Yeah, a lot of people miss that window before
How
workout.
many grams then do you do before?
Well,
and
it
after?
depends on everybody. Your lean body mass, now if you divide your lean body mass by 2.2, which would give you your weight in kilograms. So do the math for me real quick. It's 200 divided by 2.2, what is that, 48, something like that? Let's just say it is, for argument's sake. That'd be 48 kilograms. So half your weight in kilograms is how much protein you can eat. Is that right?
No.
No.
2.2 divided by 200 is just a little under 100.
A little under 100.
90.9.
I'll calculate it.
What is it?
90.9.
There you go.
90.9, good. And so half of that is what you can absorb in one sitting. And that's different for everybody. Your lean body mass is not going to be identical for everybody. But that's interchangeable, male, female. Your lean body weight, which is, if you were 30% body fat, then that would be 140 pounds. You divide that by 2.2, which gives you your weight in kilograms. Half of your weight in kilograms is how much protein you can absorb in a single sitting.
In one sitting or
One
one
sitting?
day?
One sitting.
100 in one sitting?
Well, half of that.
Half of that,
For
45.
me, this is my weight, so I would weigh 98, so about 50 grams of protein is what I can absorb in one sitting.
Holy crap. So would you spread that out throughout the day then? I mean, like say you're on 100 grams of protein a day. So would you do a 30 pre and a 30 post?
That'd be fine, yeah. But you can never go overboard on protein, that's the thing about it. And 20 years ago, protein was horrible. It was absolutely horrible, and it was barely even filtered at all. It was, by the way, if you don't know what protein is made out of, I'm just going to go over whey real quick because there's a ton of other different kinds of protein. Whey protein is a byproduct of making cheese. When they separate the curds from the whey, the curds get pressed into the cheese, and the whey is a liquid byproduct. That whey is then dried out and flavored and put into a bag. That was 20 years ago. So it had all the lactose, it had all the fat, it had all the cholesterol, it had all the bad crap in it for you. Today, whey protein in the form of isolate or in the form of hydrolyzed are 100% void of fat, they're 100% void of cholesterol, they're 100% void of galactose. So they're actually very healthy for you. And you can substitute, just for your knowledge here, there's 4 calories in 1 gram of protein. There's also 4 calories in 1 gram of carbohydrates. There's 9 calories in 1 gram of fat. So the ratio of carbohydrates and protein is the same. So any abundance of carbohydrate or of protein that you have in your system is just going to be 4 calories per gram. So your body's going to use that as fuel just like it would a carbohydrate.
Question. You said that the 48 grams or whatever
like, so you're saying 100 grams a day,
Mm-hmm.
you do it post and after?
Yep.
Now, what happens if you take too much? Is that just, your body's just gonna pass it, or?
You use it as a calorie.
Okay.
Yeah, so however many calories you burn in a day naturally, if you don't go over, like if you naturally burned, 2,500 calories a day, the excess from the protein, instead of going to waste, it's going to go into your caloric pool.
Okay.
And your body's gonna use that for fuel, just like it would a carbohydrate.
So that's why you said it was not necessarily bad then?
Right, yeah. 20 years ago it was. You could go over on protein and your arteries are going to be clogged. And if you ever knew a bodybuilder from the 80s or the 70s, chances are he's had a couple heart operations for that reason.
I've heard of that.
They were eating 800 calories a day, or 800 grams of protein a day from the unfiltered waste source, which is just absolutely full of fat and cholesterol. And so that's what it is. But now it's so pure. It's so pure nowadays that it just dissolves. You don't even have to mix it. You can just drop it in water and shake a spoon in it. And that's all there is to it. There's very few places you can get that in town. The GNC is one of them. Actually, it might be the only one, unless you, everybody heard of Rapid Fuel? What kind of protein do they sell?
Neutrally.
Nutrilite?
Herbalife.
Herbalife, right. Herbalife is this is how the Herbalife cells work. Don't get me wrong, it might be a fantastic quality. This might be a fantastic quality of protein, but Herbalife starts here. The divisional representative buys 500 cases, right? And then he's going to sell it to these three guys. And he's going to sell it to them for a profit. Now, so the regional guy, he might have from here over to California, and these guys might have the Midwest region. So this guy might sell it to Minnesota, which is one of these circles. And then the Minnesota guy sells it to the local guy. Every time here, the money goes up, how much the product costs. Every single time it passes hands, that happens. So when you get Nutrilite, it might have costed this guy per case, or per 5 pounds, $13. But by the time you get it, as a consumer, it's going to cost you $50. And it's the same product you can go down to GNC and buy.
I just rented the space right across the hall from you for a new Rapid Fuel.
Did you?
No.
I'll send some people your way. I'll show you this first, and I'll
We
let
can be
them make the
neighbors.
decision. That's the problem. They have good product, don't get me wrong. It's great quality. But you're going to pay 5 times more for it than you are going to pay anywhere else. And so it just make better sense for you as a consumer to get it where you can get it most cost
So is the
efficient manner.
stuff from Target the same, or is it full of fillers or not?
No, well, Target carries 2 brands. They carry Body Fortress and they carry Muscle Milk.
Okay.
Muscle Milk is very good.
Isn't that, Muscle Milk has higher,
It has fat,
yeah.
it has sugar, but the sugar is in the form of slow-feeding carbohydrates, and the fat is in a form of omega-3s from flax oil. So even though it says high fat, it's a healthy form of fat. And they do that ratio on purpose.
Can you get too much flaxseed oil?
You can't get too much flaxseed oil. Every gram of flax, it's a fat like any other fat. So 9 calories per 1 gram. It's very dense in calories. I drink this stuff though, I really do. Before I go to the gym, an hour before, I drink that with my protein. That way it lowers the digestion of the protein and it kind of feeds it slowly. But absolutely, 2 tablespoons of that is like 200 calories. So I mean, that's a very dense calorie source. But we need it. We need fat. So if you're going to get fat, you might as well get it in the form of flaxseed or fish oil. Yeah? Any other questions?
Good job, Brendan.
Thank you. So GNC has donated some product for me to hand out here. So I'm going to do that. I got some.
Thank you.
Go one extra.
You're welcome.
Want
She
that?
wants to know if it's for men only.
That one is, yeah. We have luck because GNC also donated women's vitamins. No problem. There you go, guys. And yep. I know. And the thing about vitamins is, regardless of what studies you read that say you may or may not need vitamins, take them anyway. Who knows? Who knows what the prerogative of the guy that wrote that article was?